Hey guys, it's Mason. In today's video we're going to be going over these two new parts I got. These are the supercharged hose barb fittings for our Eletcron gun here. I got these from Scott Coats. I actually got one a few months ago. I ended up breaking it, so he was generous enough to send me an extra one when I ordered a new one. So let's go ahead and get these in and see how we like it. So it came in the bag. Well, really what comes with one is the hose barb itself, and then two O-rings that obviously will replace these ones once they go bad, taking them in and out with cleaning the system. So to go ahead and put it on, we're just going to pull our powder hose off from the bottom of the gun, and then what I like to do is get a flat blade, because most of the time since these are like a barb fitting, it can be kind of hard to pull out. So I'm going to get a flat blade and we're going to take that out. So we just got it out. Go ahead and show you guys some of the differences. You know, when they're side by side, his is a little bit longer. Obviously it looks a little different. He's got his Coatings by Coats sign on here with the E for the Eletcron. But the main difference is when you look down this one, you can't see through it. You see the spiraling, it's kind of like rifled. So what it does is it kind of spins the powder as it goes up, and then you look through the OEM, you know, you can see right through it. So on his post, a lot of people like it. So some of our customers we have sold to bought these and really liked it. So I'm glad to finally be testing. But to go ahead and put it back in, you're going to stick the barb side and the powder hose just like that, and we'll stick it in the gun. So now we're ready. So for our first test, one of the things that he did on his website, that, you know, when you go to buy the barb here, he kind of showed you what it looks like, you know, not going through the gun. So it kind of had like a rifle, again, rifle effect coming out. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but we're having some issues trying to get it through all of them. So right now it's only blowing through like 2 of the 4 holes. Kind of do it this way. So here we're like heavy left side. If we turn, still left. So it kind of still falls with gravity. Well, maybe not. Right now it's still coming out the top. Kind of weird. But yeah, it definitely, I mean, it's definitely more noticeable through one side, but it is coming through all 4. It's just not as much. So let's go ahead, put in our gun, and see how it comes out the gun. So we're going to go over 3 different setting outputs and see the difference between the OEM and then the supercharged one. So our first set point is going to be our low end at 2.5 at 40%. So I'll show you guys what that looks like with the with Scott Coats' hose barb in. So maybe this might help.
I want you guys to notice how smooth the powder cloud is. From the very top of the powder cloud to the bottom, so the top and bottom of that fan spread there's not really any difference in the amount of powder coming out. There's not really any surging or little tiny puffs coming out. And then we switch to the OEM right here. You see those little puffs there at the beginning. We didn't see any of that with the Scott Coats hose barb. And then we also see it seems to be a little heavier on the bottom side of the cloud due to gravity. So I'm assuming with that spinning effect from the barb, we don't have that issue anymore.
Our second test will be at 3.0 at 55%. Set it here. Show you what that one looks like. It's a very consistent cloud, that's for sure. It looks good.
The main difference I see at this set point is the bottom of the cloud from the OEM hose barb. Definitely looks heavier compared to the supercharged one. But again, at this set point, they were a closer match.
Our last test will be at 4.0 at 75%.
With spraying this much powder, I didn't notice as many differences between the supercharged one and the OEM one, but definitely on the low end, it was a much softer cloud especially on that first setting. If you go back and rewatch that, you can really tell on here it's a little harder to decipher the differences, but yeah.
So there are the tests. What I noticed by rewatching all those videos, those side-by-side comparisons, with the supercharged one, I'm seeing a more consistent. So from the very top of the cloud to bottom of the cloud, it all looks about like the same amount of powder spraying. With the OEM one, I could tell either on the bottom or top. So it's either like just heavy on the bottom or just heavy on both, but light in the middle. It's just not as consistent as far as, you know, the full spread or length of it. And then, so that's the main thing. And then the other thing I noticed would be the spitting or surging was kind of decreased. It still does it a little bit, but like the little puffs of like extra like pulsing you see there, I saw it kind of reduce with how many of those are happening when I was spraying it. So my overall consensus is, yeah, I mean, the thing works great. It does its job. The only real downside to it is it's not going to last as long. Obviously, I haven't been able to spray a ton of powder through it, so I can't tell you how long it's going to last. But what I've read from other people using it, they get about like a full 55-pound box of powder before it starts to wear out and break. But, you know, the part is only like, I think, $20, $25 now. So to me, especially if you're a single guy, you know, in your job shop doing something like what I'm doing, got one system here, it would be worth the purchase for sure. But if you have like 8 different guns going on an automated line, obviously it's not going to be, you're not going to see the benefits as you would on like a single system here doing like super complex work that you would, you know, really gain advantages by having a more even powder cloud. So that's pretty much it. That's on my review. I like it. I would buy it again. I think it's worth the purchase. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you learned something, let me know, and I'll see you next time.